I'm Scotty Rock.
And I'm Nate Danger.
What are we talking about today, Danger?
Today we're going to talk about the greatest debut albums of all time.
Let's do it, bud.
The greatest debuts of all time, and that's what we kind of talked about. So we each had to pick 5.
And I know for myself, I picked 5, maybe weren't the greatest debuts of all time, but for myself personally, I super love these albums.
And that's the thing, right? It doesn't have to be. It's all personal preference.
Right.
You said you had some parameters. It's just albums that you liked.
Well, okay, first of all, it's the debut album, so it has to be the first album. There's
Yes.
no EPs before it. There's no remixed album.
So Rat's out.
Rat's out. And it's not necessarily the favorite album of that band's catalog.
Okay,
But it was a solid introduction to it. Sometimes I was like, second album, a bit better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had that conversation with myself a few times.
Absolutely.
Oh, and it had to be like track by track, a full album that I really love listening to.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean...
there's so many great debuts.
Yeah.
And as I was going through it too, one of the things we said, okay, well, it can't be EPs. It can't be 2 Japanese releases and then an American release, right? We got to cut out Quiet Riot, unless we're going for the Japanese.
Yeah, and same thing with AC/DC. That was my conversation, back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I would have picked the international debut.
And it had to be the original lineup.
Original lineup, yeah.
Right? It can't be the second. Otherwise, I would have put Faith No More in there with the real thing.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yes!
Yeah, man. Dang, that's a good album, too.
Okay, so we each picked our top 5.
Top 5. 5 alive, bud.
For me, I said, look, I'm going to eliminate anything where I don't absolutely love every single track.
Right.
So that was going to be my parameters. That was all I really said. It's got to be their first album, their introduction to the music world, and I have to love the album front to back. So that's all my criteria was.
That was basically mine as well. After we talked about it, I was like, yeah, you're right. I gotta love the whole album front to back. How many debut albums you get? It's like 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 songs that are great. And then the rest is just kind of like filler, first album filler.
100%.
Yeah. And
look at Rat. No.
Look at
Because that was a great debut.
That was a great debut, man. Yeah, that was awesome.
But to me, there was a couple filler tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But here's the thing, man. On debut albums, those bands spend their entire lifetime writing those songs, those riffs, everything. Everything's going in, the heart and soul is going into that first album. They got to make a splash, and they got to come out big, and they want to get to the point where they put out a second, third album kind of vibe. A lot of bands come out, one album, one and done. I mean, that's just the way she goes.
And there's a lot of bands that come out, and their first album is their best, and they never replicate that because of that reason, right? Yeah. They've had their whole life to write this.
And here's the thing. I've read tons of magazines and books, and they're like, first album was great. We had our life to write it. Second album, we exploded. We're on tour.
We're rushed.
We didn't have time to work out the songs. The label wants it out ASAP because the first one was a banger. And, as a result, a lot of second albums kind of falter a little bit.
Yeah.
And not everyone gets a chance to do the third, I'm talking to you, Bon Jovi.
We'll make it, I swear. Oh, living on a prayer.
First album came out and it was quite popular. Second album
wasn't that great though.
Wasn't that great? Dipped, and there's some filler, and that was second album was the only album that had a cover song on it.
The second, no, the
first album. I was saying,
yeah.
Anyways, that was a different conversation, but anyways, proves the point. You know what I mean?
Yes, and absolutely, you're right. Some bands, their second album kind of takes a little bit of a step back from the original. I think of a band like Slaughter, who had such an amazing debut album, but then a bunch of fans kind of fell off when it came to the Wildlife.
Yeah, that's something to think about for sure.
Okay, buddy.
Okay, so
let's get into these masterpieces, these amazing, the best 5.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Okay, well, who's starting, you or me?
Well, go ahead.
Okay, hang on.
Guess first.
Wet my lips there, you know what I mean? Okay, top 5 Scotty Rock debut albums. I'm coming in at number 5 with an album.
All killer, no filler.
I know, I had a different album in this spot.
Okay.
And I took it out and I put this one because I thought about what you said. I gotta love it front to back.
Yes.
In a certain way. So I'm coming in, Life, Sex, and Death, The Silent Majority.
Oh, yes.
one and done. Their debut album. That was the only album.
Yeah. Their only album was the debut.
I know, which is too bad because this band smokes. And on YouTube they have a bunch of like second album demos, and I really wish it could have happened. But first album,
great album.
Oh man, I bought this. The cover looked cool. It kind of had that girl with the American flag, and she's blind. I get it, blind justice and all that stuff. But I was not expecting this album.
No, I don't think anyone was.
It starts with like a bit of a ukulele live track. I'm thinking like, where's this going? Like 5 seconds in, and he shuffles on stage, and he's strumming his, and then everything kicks in. Oh man, I was like, this is awesome. And the guy like, wow.
Oh, first off, what a great band.
What a great band. Yep.
Alex Kane, the guitar player.
Yep.
Stanley's the singer, right? Homeless Stanley, Homeless Stinky Stanley.
Yeah.
Great album. And in fact, we got a video all about life, sex, and death. So if you haven't already, go back and check that out sometime.
Yeah, we break it down. But I'm a huge fan of this album. And I was thinking, what album do I go back, and every time I pull this out, I always front to back it, you know?
Yes.
For me, it's like the track listing, all the songs are there. It creates like a sort of a story arc for me anyways.
And it's such a lost art.
Oh.
And only to speak to that, because look, we talk about cassettes, and we got all these cassettes, and we want to do episodes with cassettes, and so I went and bought a cassette player.
Yeah.
Right? And it made me, and I got your Badlands cassette, and I popped it in, and as I'm doing it, I open up the old liner jacket, and it's got all the lyrics, and you're reading through it, and it just made me feel like there's a whole lost form of art now with the promotion of singles and people having no attention span and listening through. You never used to be able to just skip a track.
No.
You had to listen to the album, and it forced the listener to consume it.
Yeah. Well, vinyl and cassette. Yeah, you had to sit there and like listen to it. I mean, sure, you could get to the next song, but on the cassette you had to fast forward, and who knows where that ended up, you know?
Absolutely. How many times have you listened to an album and you listen to it over and over, and one of the tracks that maybe you looked over or didn't think was that popular, that great, becomes one of your favorite all-time tracks?
Oh man, those deep cuts are where it's at.
Right.
And listen, as a couple guys that have been in bands, put out your own albums, I really feel that the track listing order is absolutely important for the band.
It's imperative.
It's like you got to have the opener, you got to have the closer on side one, you got to have the opener side two. That's the mentality that I come from. Like, it can't be 15 songs in a row. I think side A, side two, there's got to be that dynamic.
And you got to ride a little bit of emotion. You got to have highs and lows.
Yep.
You can't just put out 15 all similar bangers.
That's just it, man. And so, like, for me, a great album and a great debut has the right track listing. And oh man, that's a lost art. Bands don't do that anymore. It's a single, and then they put out 3 singles, and then they put out like 3 fillers, and they put out an EP, you know, to support the singles, you know. And
I know, we're in a different time.
That's too bad, man.
I like to go back and appreciate the art.
Yeah. So Life, Sex, and Death. A couple things that I loved about it. The production was rad. Like it.
Yep.
The singer had the most unique voice for me. And I love a singer that's maybe not a singer kind of guy.
Yes.
But he can sing. And he's a great frontman.
Great frontman.
Man, the moves that guy has.
Stanley moves.
Hashtag
man. Stanley
moves. And I love the angle, like a homeless frontman singer. I really dug that a lot.
Yeah, and they're doing some stuff that's weird now, right? Because you're seeing Stanley pop into some videos here and there. He's playing pinball with someone, right?
Yeah.
He's got back together. He was at a Ricky Rocket Mafia show.
I was watching that, and I see he did that shuffle across the stage. I'm like, what?
And then he was hanging out with Alex Kane again. So I mean, people are looking, they're saying, what's going on? Is there going to be maybe some collaboration? I don't know.
Come on our show and let us know.
Come on, boys.
So like a couple, I love the ukulele intro when it goes in the "We're Here Now," boys and girls, just rocks out. Tank, Train, Big Black Bush, Rise Above is the album closer. It's sort of like that piano ballad, but
that's an amazing song.
That's an amazing song.
Great album.
I'd love to hear someone else cover that song just to see if it is still a good song or is it just a good LSD song. You know?
Yeah, good choice, man.
Yeah. So I'm so pumped. LSD, that album.
Number 5.
I got it in high school and it's been like a staple, man. Seriously.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah, man. So what do you got for number 5?
Well,
Danger Zone.
And my number 5, I tried to think too as I was going through it. These are albums that maybe not change the whole dynamic of the music industry. But changed my life and was such a huge impact on where I see influence for other bands and so on, right?
Yeah.
So my number 5 is going to be, I'm going to say the Godfathers of metal, because I'm going with Black Sabbath.
Oh, yeah, man.
As in the end, my friend, change come around the bend. People running 'cause they're scared. You people better go and beware. No, please, no.
Yes!
Wow.
Now, you think about this. You look at the album cover, first off.
Oh, so good.
Scary as shit.
Yeah.
Then you put the album on. And what do you hear? You hear the bells ringing, you hear the rain, and all of a sudden those 3 notes. And it changed everything. I was scared of this album. It was just amazing. And I think Ozzy's haunting voice and the delivery of the lyrics and the subject matter of the lyrics. Like, this album came out in what, 1968?
69, I think it was, yeah.
So there was nothing like this at the time.
That's a
nothing.
That's a long time ago, really, for like that genre.
Yeah.
Because what was coming out, the Turtles, the Stones, the Beatles.
There was nothing like Black Sabbath.
No.
And this album, still to this day, I'd say there's no other Black Sabbath. There's no one that does it like they did it.
Yeah.
The time signature changes, the way they would introduce guitar solos or bass solos or riffs and stuff, like right in the middle of a song, just stop it out and then and just play this. Like, it was different than what any other band was doing.
Yeah.
And they would take these time signatures and it'd just be playing a certain groove and then completely 180 it.
Yeah.
And to me, they influenced so many bands in the 90s. Right?
Oh, 80s, 90s, like 80s thrash is all just faster Sabbath. You know?
Well, exactly. And then the grunge movement. You got bands like Alice in Chains and all these bands and who like basically applauded Black Sabbath for being the introduction to their career and so on.
Oh man, yeah, it's so cool. And you know what's funny about Black Sabbath is they started out as a blues band.
Yes.
A blues rock band. I can't even picture that. But yet they have like the wizard with the harmonica. You know
what
I mean?
Like, the wizard. Man, listen, Bill Ward, one of the greatest drummers. And the wizard, if you listen to the drumming in this song, it's amazing. And what I really love is when he's doing this, like a big heavy duty fill, and then he just throws in the single solid cowbell out of nowhere, right? It's like right in the middle of a fill, and then just you got a cowbell for no reason. It's so awesome.
Yeah. You know what's cool about Bill Ward and like Ginger Baker and all those like cats? I feel like the best metal drummers are always the jazz guys.
Oh,
because they got that sort of
Peter Criss,
you know, even Peter Criss has a bit of a role too.
Yeah,
he's not a metal drummer, but like Bill Ward had those like jazzy fills too.
Right,
but like you play him heavy, harder, faster, and all of a sudden it's metal.
Geezer Butler.
Oh yeah,
what an amazing bass player!
Oh man,
like what a lineup.
Yeah,
Black Sabbath. There's not a song that I dislike on that album. I love it. It changed my life, changed my world, and to be honest, the entire Black Sabbath Ozzy years is one of my favorite things to listen to.
You know what's cool about Geezer Butler on the bass? I read his biography and I thought it was cool. But his thing was like if Tony Iommi's playing a G note, he'll play like an F sharp and bend into the G.
Yeah,
and that's why everything like that. Like it just creates that like
a doom feel to
vibe.
it.
Yeah. And he was saying that's where he got it from, that bending into the
the note.
Yeah. Which I thought.
And look at Tony Iommi. The guy doesn't even have fingers, man. He had to create his own fingers to rock. Yeah. Wow.
Get lighter gauge. He used banjo strings, hey, because he couldn't find a gauge light enough for his.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, didn't he start with wooden tips first, and then he had to go to rubber tips or something? I don't know.
That's weird.
Crazy.
Anyways, Black Sabbath.
I can't even play that good with real tips.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking too.
All right. So that's my number 5.
That's number 5 for you.
Yeah.
Okay. What is number 4?
Number 4, Scotty Rock.
Rock pile, bud.
Let's do it.
Now, we talked about this band before, and I put it on my perfect album episode.
Okay.
But the album I'm talking about, top 5 debut, coming at number 4 for Scotty Rock, the Sex Pistols, never mind the Bullocks.
Yes!
The Sex Pistols. I love this.
Oh, man.
God save the Queen. She ain't no human being. It is no
that put out one album, and that's it.
One and done. Is that all you're gonna do? One and done?
Well, no, that's not my intention. I would have gladly bought every second, third, fourth album they put out.
Yes.
Everything they did kind of post this one album was like, you know, outtakes or like a different singer or, you know, different things. But this album, when I first heard it, when I grew up in the 80s, all the thrash guys I'd read about in Metal Edge were like, the Sex Pistols. And I'm like, okay, I got to check out the Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
Finally picked up that tape. You know, it's got that pink cover and pink.
Never mind the bollocks.
Yeah, man, it was so rad. And I put it on and just like the stomping sound comes in.
Oh.
I love that. And then the whole album, front to back, is great. Intelligent, witty, kind of sarcastic lyrics. Great delivery. I love that he sang like
the singer who can't sing.
The singer that can't sing.
Yeah.
He's a great frontman with clever lyrics.
Just awesome.
Oh, man. And for a band that never been a band before, they wrote some great tunes. Like, how did they figure that out? You know, like Steve Jones, if you watch the movie, he's like, I stayed up for like a week and learned how to play guitar, and then I wrote all these songs.
Great documentary.
And the bass player is so bad that Steve Jones plays bass on it, you know, because they kicked out the only guy that could play in the band.
Yep.
Anyways, I love this album. It was hugely influential to me and probably like a lot of other people.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, obviously, but it's just too bad they never came out with a second album. I would have liked to see where the Sex Pistols went, you know, as a commercial act.
It would have been interesting.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because after they broke up, after it all fell apart, Steve and the drummer started the Professionals band, which was kind of like a power pop, almost Green Day punk sort of vibe. And I was like, if I would have had that album when I was growing up, it would have been a huge gateway to punk for me in a different way.
Nice.
They had like a more like a regular singer, you know, regular lyrics, I guess.
Obviously, this is a super impactful album for you, and so many. But I mean, for you, having played in a number of different kind of punk bands and outlets and stuff, absolutely.
Well, it just made me realize that for me, this album captured the attitude on record. And
yes,
for the first time, I felt like, okay, there's tons of attitude that you can, you know, record it on the right day with the right attitude and the right perspective, and it really comes across. And so you got to be focused and ready to sort of present yourself, right?
I love it.
Yeah, man. So that's my top four.
Number four.
Yeah, man.
Sweet, man. Well, I'm going to go a little bit different direction on my number four.
Of course, yeah, man.
My number four is actually going to be the debut album by the one and only Skid Row.
Oh, yeah.
Like Skid Row, I remember getting a copy of this, and it was before, I can't remember who had it. Someone I knew got the album ahead of time.
Oh, really?
And I remember looking at the album cover and just thinking, first off, it's dark, the red Skid Row, and for anyone who doesn't know, I'm a huge fan of black and red.
As we sit here,
my entire, like, everything that I do with my tattoos, my arms, my stuff is all black and red.
Yeah.
So when I saw this album cover, first off, I was drawn to it, immediately attracted to this, and what am I looking at? And it's dark, it's mysterious, and I always wondered, why is this one guy so much taller than the other guys?
Yeah, right.
What's going on, right?
He's the singer.
But the way the picture is taken, Sebastian looks like he's like 2 feet taller than everyone else.
Yeah, man.
And then I saw Skid Row open up for Bon Jovi on the New Jersey tour.
Oh, that was so rad.
And wow.
Yeah.
What an amazing show. What an amazing experience. And I fell in love with Skid Row immediately. I remember when I was a kid, this is the one album I'd put it on. I'd fall asleep with my headphones on, my Walkman, and I'd press play and just let it play. Like, it was so great. And every single song from the opener of Big Guns, Scotty and Dave, their guitar duo dynamic.
Oh, man, it's so good, right?
The back and forth, the tones that they achieved, the pinch harmonics, that they played different than
everyone
any
else
band
was
that
doing
I
at
was.
the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so different.
What I liked about it was like it was catchy and like sort of pop metal vibe, but it was still more aggressive than also their contemporary.
But it wasn't Danger.
No, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It it had a punk street feel to it. Even though it fell into the what we would say is a hair metal genre, but there's different versions and different classes of hair metal. Skid Row was on the dangerous side.
Yeah.
They were on the GNR side.
I was going to say, they came out post the Appetite for Destruction, and like to me, that was like the one band that got the street vibe and the aggression and the attitude part of like a great record.
Yeah. And let's just say, look, the debut album from Skid Row, hit after hit after hit, right? Yeah. We're talking about 18 in Life. It's just a massive, massive song. Yeah. Youth Gone Wild. What an opener. What a track. I Remember You. Probably one of the best ballads of the genre. In fact, I was just watching Mike and Brooke. Hey, I went and watched Mike and Brooke, and my buddy, who I used to play in a band with, him and his wife were doing a little acoustic thing, and they played I Remember You. Was actually very enjoyable.
Oh hey man, we played I Remember You at our like high school talent show.
Hey, yes.
I forgot about that.
Now, how about what if I could find a clip of that to edit in?
That'd be rad.
That was with Carly and Clayton.
No, that was To Be With You. Carly.
It was the same. It was the same. We played two.
Did we do it?
It was the same.
I thought it was just Clay.
I don't think so.
In the two of us, because your sister did To Be With You because they were dating.
Maybe
they were singing it to each other.
Yeah, we'll cut
anyways,
that out.
Cut that part out. Yeah, that'd be so rad if you could find that.
Yeah.
Oh man, okay.
Look, not a bad song on the album. No. Skid Row, not only the album, but then the home video to follow.
Oh yeah, Oh Say Can You Scream?
Oh Say Can You Scream?
That was so rad, man.
That was almost just as good as the album, right?
I remember skipping school all the time and going to your house and watching it. We just like crush it, and then we like rewind it and like watch it all over again.
And I could still watch it. I could still watch it every single day. And you got used to quoting all the lines from the right?
Yeah.
Man, it was awesome. Skid Row, top notch.
And well, let's not forget, like when Sebastian came out, like I've never heard a guy sing like that, you know? Like like they had like singers, you know, in bands obviously, and dudes, but like he came out, he could hit the high notes, he had that high clean voice, he could vibrato, you know what I mean? And like
he had it all.
He had it all, man.
He was a full meal.
And then he'd get down low and do like that kind of growl. I love that. I freaking love his range of his voice, man.
And his performance on the debut is amazing.
It's amazing.
He is the full package.
Yeah.
He is the full meal deal. And I mean, look, the guy in his prime, really good looking guy. Like all the ladies loved him. And he was perfect for every single, you know, music photographer, for every single publication. All the magazines wanted Sebastian on the cover. Yeah. And I think that created a little bit of a divide in the band.
For sure
maybe.
Did. Yeah.
Right?
You know, it's funny because he recorded
Canada
when he was like 18 or 19 or whatever. And I'm looking at my son who's like 18. I'm like, he's not Sebastian Bach. You know, I mean, he's a great kid and all.
Do you tell him that?
Well, no.
You're
like,
not even close.
No, I don't. But like Sebastian Bach is like when that album came out, like he was still like just barely out of high school.
19?
Yeah, 19 or something. That's pretty amazing.
Awesome.
Just to throw this out, the original singer for Skid Row,
yes,
Matt Fallon, I believe it was. There's like demos of him online on YouTube singing like the first album tracks.
Okay.
And I don't think they would have made it.
I've heard a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard 18 in Life, and I can't remember what the other one was. But yeah, I mean, it was still pretty good.
Yeah, still pretty good. But, you know, it just kind of would have put it like more normal.
He didn't have the star power.
He didn't have the star power.
Sebastian had star power.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so that was...
And Sebastian has my bracelet.
No way!
Every time I see him live now, I kind of hope he just has it. And goes like this, you know?
Sebastian, if you're wearing my Gene Simmons bracelet, I want it back.
Wear it out sometime.
That's right.
Okay, so what was that, number 4 for you?
Number 4. You're number 3, man.
I'm number 3. Oh, that's right. I said. Okay, so here's my number 3.
Okay.
And I picked up this album once when I was in grade 7 or 8. I can't remember. That was back when you get the paper delivered in the morning. And I opened up the entertainment section. And there was this band. And I'm like, oh, this band looks cool.
Who was it?
Oh, buddy! Skid Row!
No way!
A boss screaming in my ear about who I'm supposed to be. Get a 3-piece Wall Street smile, son, you look just like me. I said, hey, man, there's something you want to know. Well, I'll tell you, Park Avenue leads to Skid Row. Well, I look
newspaper?
Yeah, it was like when they first came out. It was like Skid Row, the new band out, you know, and they're opening for Bon Jovi. And I'm like, I looked at the black and white, and I was like, that looks so cool. This guy, the singer looks rad, the band looks cool, you know.
Nice pick, man.
I know. So when I got the album, same thing. I put it on, the pinch harmonics came on, and the guitars were kind of doing that back and forth stuff. Man, and I love the punk attitude, and Piece of Me was like, I was a huge fan of. And I kind of, it reminded me of Smash Alley from Faster Pussycat. Like that riff, that kind of vibe, but I mean,
Lipstick junkies and runaways and Smash
Alley. Oh man,
I love Faster Pussycat.
Yeah,
there's an album that should have been on.
Why was this on my TV?
Oh man,
I had it shortlisted, but I took it off.
I did too. Faster Pussycat was on my
shortlist.
They were, but there was a couple. We'll talk about ones. We'll talk about honorable mentions.
Okay, but Skid Row for me, like as a guy trying to be in a band and like wanting to learn how to write songs and play with other people, like I could see the guitar players going back and forth, the pinch harmonics, the shreddy solos, the
all I wanted
bass
to be
players'
was Skid Row.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And like I felt like I couldn't be in GNR, but I could maybe be in Skid Row, you know?
Yeah, and maybe because GNR felt just like a little bipolar and off the rails, right? A little bit. They were a little too dangerous.
Yeah.
But I felt like the band I was in wanted to be like Skid Row.
Yeah, and like man, it's so huge.
They seem to have fun. Like especially in Oh Say Can You Scream.
Yeah, they're always joking around.
Yeah,
so those days are over. But
I guess.
Anyways, front to back, great album for me.
Great album.
Personally, I love the second album more so than the first.
Slave to the Grind is amazing as well.
That's a whole different episode.
Yeah, man.
Okay, man. So that's funny that we're both on there, but I'm not surprised because we were like, fuck yeah, it's Skid Row, you know?
Yeah. Good one.
Yeah, man. Okay.
That was your number 3?
What was that? Yeah, that was my number 3.
Well, my number 3.
What was your number 3?
My number 3 really impacted my life. For those I said, I was talking with our buddy Rick Thomas last night.
Oh, yeah.
And I told him, I said, come on, man, just guess. Go through my list. And he pretty much guessed them all. I'm a pretty open book when it comes to things. And my number 3, so maybe it's just the ranking that he wouldn't have known.
Oh, yeah, I gotcha.
But my number 3 is going to be my all-time favorite band. It's going to be the boys in Kiss.
Oh, yeah.
Kiss! And it's going to be their debut album. Because I think the Kiss debut album is probably one of the most magical albums there is. I think the material is some of the best material I've ever heard. There's a reason that they played the majority of that album still before they played their final curtain call.
Yeah.
They were playing old tracks off this album. And Strutter, they didn't play Strutter on their last tour because Paul can't sing it anymore.
Oh,
but I mean, if he could, I'm sure they would have played it.
Yeah.
You got Deuce.
Cold
Gin. Cold Gin.
Black Diamond.
Black Diamond? Are you kidding me?
That's the best.
One of the greatest songs ever.
Yeah,
100,000 Years, the bass. Right?
Yeah.
This is the most amazing album. And then some people say, well, yeah, but what about Kissin' Time, man? What about Kissin' Time? It blows. Kissin' Time is good. Like, seriously, if you listen to Kiss's version of Kissing Time, this is a great cover song.
Yeah.
And it features all of the vocalists at the time, right? You got the first verse by Gene. You got the second verse by Paul. And it introduces Peter Criss in the third verse. I love it.
Yeah,
it's
that's
awesome. And there's some great drumming.
Yeah.
Peter Criss is one of the greatest drummers. And I will argue that because everyone gives Peter Criss a hard time. And he's one of my favorite drummers of all time. There is no one who plays like him. And some of the fills, and actually I think there's a misfill on Kissin' Time if you listen to it. There's one part where it sounds like he just hits the sticks together. But he's great. And I love it. Ace Frehley, greatest guitar player ever. in his peak, in his prime.
Yeah.
I get when he's doing videos now on YouTube and he's trying to show how he taught Eddie Van Halen how to tap. It's not that good. I get it. But Eddie Van Halen was so thankful that he learned that skill from Ace.
Really, yeah. That's amazing. I love this album. It's not on my list, but I remember getting it. I love the cover. And I was like always intrigued that Peter Criss had slightly different face makeup than...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. That was interesting.
Black and red, buddy. Yeah. Black and red.
But I love the black cover, and their faces were sticking out, and all the songs are on it. The production...
I love Kiss.
To me, the production... When I was a kid, I thought the production could have been like a little more rock, you know? But now when I listen to it, I love the...
It's so great.
Yeah, exactly. I love the sort of like pulled back a little bit cleaner sound, everything. You know, I don't know what it is.
Doesn't sometimes the mediocrity of production actually make it magical?
Yeah,
I
agree.
I think of the Faster Pussycat we just talked about, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that album, the sound, the playing, everything, it wasn't A1, it wasn't top notch, but that's what makes it great.
Great, yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
Sex Pistols. That's what makes it great.
Well, even the Sex Pistols. Like, I had Ramones on my short list, and I thought if the Ramones' first album had the production of the Sex Pistols,
it
would have been just that much more for me. You know,
the Ramones was awesome.
Yeah.
Hey,
I started with that one. Yeah,
we got to do an episode on the Ramones.
I'm down.
I can't believe
buddy.
it's like one of your favorite bands.
I know, right?
Okay. Outside of that, what about Sunday Driver?
Oh yeah, Sunday Driver.
Yeah,
that's a deep cut.
Because they changed the name to Let Me Know.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it used to be called Sunday Driver.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like kind of thinking like, what? Sunday Driver?
What about Nothing to Lose?
Oh, Nothing to Lose. I think it's my favorite song on that
It's
album.
all about cranking some chick in the back door.
Yeah, I guess so. You got nothing to lose.
Yeah,
You're
that's
there
right.
anyways, right?
Now she just wants to do it all the time. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. So there's Kiss, man.
Kiss!
Like, when you heard that first album, I wonder what it's like when at the time there's only one Kiss album. Like, because we got into Kiss and there's like 10 albums, you know? But at the time when there's one Kiss album...
That's not how I got in Kiss. I only had 3 albums.
Well, like, I'm just saying in general.
I was given the originals.
Oh, the originals.
That's how I got into it. My uncle gave me the originals.
I came in at Kiss Alive 2, Destroyer, and then I worked backwards, and then I skipped ahead. So there we go. Yeah,
there we go. That's my number 3.
Okay, man. So my number 3.
Oh, no, you did 3.
Did I do 3?
Yeah, we're hearing your number 2.
Oh, number 2. Oh, shit. Sorry. Okay, so
he was going to have to impromptu throw in another one.
Yeah, just squeezing one in. Okay, so this band, as a guitar player, I super got into it as a kid. I read lots about it before I even heard it. I heard some of the later albums, and I kind of worked my way backwards because I joined Columbia House Tape Cassette Club or whatever that thing was called, where they send you like 15 cassettes for like...
And nobody pays for them?
Nobody pays for them, yeah.
Everyone went to Columbia House. Everyone got the free albums and then was like, no. Because they didn't even care if you were 12.
Yeah, no, they didn't. I'd always wait to like buy one and we'll just send you 2 free ones. That's what I'd buy. Yeah, I love all getting stuff in the mail. Anyways, so I got this and I got a few other discography, but for me, my number 2, for a lot of different reasons, Van Halen 1.
Van Halen 1! You're going to have a lot of people who really appreciate that you just said that. Because ain't no Van Halen on my list.
I know, like, I'm more of a Van Halen fan, obviously. But for me, when I heard that first album come out, what was the first album?
You really got me?
No, Running with the Devil.
Oh, yeah, Running with the Devil. What a great tune.
The car horns honk, all the bomb. And then he does like bomb, bomb, bomb. And then Eddie comes in with that sort of like backwards straight thing. And I loved it.
That's a great song. Still, probably one of the best songs they ever did was Running with the Devil.
Well, like just like Kiss, hey, like I think they would play like a majority of that first album because it's all bangers. And they had some 30-some songs that ended up in the next handful of Van Halen albums, but they only took the best songs of those songs for the first album.
Yeah,
that's why the second album was a little bit weaker because they're still pulling from the same catalog of tunes they wrote.
So what are your highlights here?
Oh
buddy?
man, okay. Well, after running with the devil, then he goes in the eruption, and as a kid that just got a white Westone Spectrum DX, which I
nice
for. To hear that, like I've heard about it, I read about it, I heard about it, right? And then to actually hear it was like, wow, what is going on? You know, like
yes.
I can't tell you. And when I was in grade 7 or 8, I even did a air band, and I did Eruption.
Yeah.
And I just came on, I was pretending the tap, and I was like doing all the guitar moves.
You're like air banding.
Yeah. Well, I had a guitar though.
Yes.
I had a real guitar, but it was
a real guitar and fake playing.
And I couldn't figure out why I lost. Yeah.
You made some female fans that day?
I think so, yeah. You Really Got Me was the first single, and I love the Kinks, and so I love this tune, man.
Okay.
Yeah. It was good for me. Good introduction to Van Halen, I think. They had like a rhythm to the band as a whole, right? The guitar playing wasn't just downstrokes. The rhythm guitar playing for Eddie Van Halen is equally as good as his lead style.
Yes.
And he doesn't really get props as a rhythm player. But the riffs on this are so amazing. The sounds, he just hits the fretboard and hits a harmonic, and it goes, the overtones are just like,
he's a great.
It's just great, yeah.
There is only one EVH.
Yeah,
and I get it. You know what I really like about Van Halen too is I like that he usually plays it in a single take when he's recording.
Yeah.
I like that he doesn't usually have, he's not playing a rhythm track under his soloing. He's just playing it as he would play it live, and it does give a different feel to the album.
Well, the Gene Simmons demos, he did do like rhythm tracks underneath the solos. And that sounds foreign to me now.
Yeah.
But it was kind of cool to hear that, give it some perspective. But
all the Van Halen fans are loving you right now.
Yeah, man. As a guitar player, as a kid, Van Halen was hugely influential. Not because I could play like him, but because he would say, I just sit there, I play, I just start just doing stuff, and eventually something comes up that's cool, or I stumble on something, and there's a sense of experimentation, adventure, just like randomness, just kind of like chaos.
Yeah.
So I always thought, if you have your guitar and you're just playing it and you're just not caring, you're gonna come across some magic, and
that's right.
Huge stuff.
You don't have to follow the pentatonic scales. You can play the in between notes. That's fine too.
Yeah, and I think it was cool because he was a piano player, so I think he had like dexterity thing happening.
You ever watch that video? There's that bass player, and he's like talking about the feel of music versus the actual notes and structure. He's like, the notes don't matter. He's like, you tell me what's wrong. He's like, doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. And he just keeps playing like all these different notes, and they're nowhere near any structure or scale. But he's like, you can't even tell what's wrong. Look, it's just because of the way I'm grooving it.
Yeah. Well, that's the best part.
Yeah.
So that whole album, You Really Got Me. And talking about love, huge. I love that. That was one of my first riffs I learned. I'm the one. I'm on fire. Jamie's crying. Like, it goes on.
That's a great song.
My favorite is Feel Your Love Tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit of a deep jack on side too, but
how's it go? Sing it for the audience.
Feel your love. It has that guitar riff kind of going thing. And On Fire. I'm on fire.
Oh yeah.
Michael Anthony comes in with the high. I don't know why. I just love that album front to back. That's one.
You know who else loves this album? Michael Starr.
Oh yeah. Who's that?
Steel Panther.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, you should love it.
Yeah.
You ripped it off.
You kind of made a career out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's my number 2. And,
nice, buddy.
So introduction for me, I started with 84, I went to Van Halen 1, and then I worked my way through it. I loved it.
That's awesome.
And I saw it at 5150, which I thought was a great album. But I post that album, I couldn't Sam Hager it, There's Sam Halen it. Van Hager? Or is it Sam Halen?
Sam Halen.
That's even
I
better.
like that.
Yeah, Sam Halen.
Sam Halen.
I would have maybe liked it better.
Yeah.
Anyways,
we're starting something new here.
Yeah, man.
What would we call the Gary Sharon version?
Van Sharon? Van Gary? Van Gary? Gary and Van?
Van Gary.
Van Gary. We gotta get Van Gary shirts, man.
Well, you know what my number 2 is going to be?
Oh, let's go, Danger. What is it?
Number 2. Here's an album. Okay. We talked about sometimes that the poor production can lead to some of the magic.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We talked about Raw. We talked about bands that are trying to make it from the streets.
Yeah.
Right? We're talking about My Son's Name is London. We're talking about My Cat's Name was Six. And we're going with Motley Crue. We're going with the debut album,
No
Too
way.
Fast for Love.
Oh, man.
Dream machine, so damn cool, she can turn on the nights. The more that she gets, the more that she needs. Do you know what I mean? Do you remember? Well, I remember.
This is a great, great album. And I used to play in a Motley Crue tribute band. I've said it in many videos. And I just absolutely love this album. There was a period of time where Motley Crue changed my whole perspective on life. And this was one of the albums that did it. From the second I heard the very first notes of Livewire, Come On and Dance, like every single song on this album, PC or Action, like Starry Eyes. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I can't say, you know, on our ranking video, because we've done some Motley Crue videos and we talked about ranking their albums, and we actually put this at number 2.
Yeah.
But I flip-flop sometimes because I love this album so much. And I think just the magic of it is some of the production. The reason, I don't even know what they spent on this. And there was like rumors that they spent like $600 or something.
It's like $3,000 or something, yeah.
Yeah. It was like nothing.
Well, we put out independent records, you know. We know the grind. Hey, book a studio, you record it, and mix it, master it, and you go for it. You print it, and away you go. Try to slug it out at shows. I love the cover too, because it was kind of the Rolling Stones.
Took it from Sticky Fingers.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Sticky Sweet. That's 1989 Crue.
Stinky Fingers.
Stinky Fingers, yeah.
I picked up this album from my sister's boyfriend, and he had the original Leather Records mix.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man, and it had Toast of the Town on that one.
Toast of the Town. It had Stick to Your Guns.
Yeah. Which one did Pretty
Boy Floyd did Toast of the Town.
I'm thinking of Toast of the Town. And so it had Toast of the Town on that other mix, and I thought that's cool.
And speaking of cover songs, let's give props to Pretty Boy Floyd for doing just a super awesome cover version of a Crue song that I didn't even know, because I heard Toast of the Town from Pretty Boy Floyd before I heard the Motley Crue version.
See, I was like, opposite. I'm like, I've heard this before.
Pretty Boy Floyd's another band that I should have put them in this debut list, man. Their debut album is fire.
It's a good one too.
It's so good.
I really enjoyed that one.
Motley Crue. I mean, what else can we say about the Crue? They're amazing.
Yeah.
At one point. Or maybe not quite as amazing anymore. But at one point in time, they were absolutely unstoppable.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing to like see, because I kind of came in Theater of Pain, so they're just sort of not even peaked.
Yeah,
I thought they peaked, but they didn't. And then I kind of went back and I Shut at the Devil, and no, actually I went Theater of Pain.
Come on and dance.
Too Fast for Love, and then Shut at the Devil.
And like, listen, Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
His adequate use of the cowbell on that first album. Maybe I just really like cowbell.
Yeah, maybe.
2 debut albums I've already talked about cowbell.
Man,
maybe that's it.
When's our cowbell?
We need more cowbell.
Yeah. Oh man, so good. Okay, so number one already.
Let's do it.
Oh, buddy, I don't know what your number one is, but I'm thinking we're probably similar on this one. But for me, this album came out in '87, I think.
In '87.
87.
What could it have been?
Oh well, let's just talk Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction.
Appetite for Destruction. Okay, to save some time, my number one is Appetite for Destruction. So, good job.
Woo!
Absolutely. Let's talk about
Let's talk about Appetite, man.
Well, I like it.
Yeah, and so did 20 million other people.
I don't even know how many albums this has sold worldwide.
20,
a lot
30?
more than 20
I don't even know what it is right now, but when it first came out, it was like something like 20 million in that first window of...
There was no one like Guns N' Roses.
No.
And in 1987, when this album came out, when you saw the videos for Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine, and they were like nothing out there.
Yeah.
They were dangerous. They were rock and roll. They looked the part. They sounded the part. Axl Rose smoking all the darts with his voice and his scream. Like, he always says he was trying to emulate the singer for Nazareth.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Wow.
Because he really liked Nazareth growing up, and I mean that was part of how he got his singing style.
Nazareth's a rad.
What an album! There was no other 5 people that could make magic like that album.
I think that year it came out, it was Aerosmith, Pump, Bon Jovi, New Jersey.
Great albums.
Great albums, but like then here comes GNR, you know, stripped down, all guitar. There's no keyboards, well, except Paradise City. Tons of attitude. They weren't playing like the fluorescent yellow guitars or anything. It was like a Les Paul and a semi-hollow, you know, frizzy, and
they were smoking darts and drinking Jack Daniels, and they were passed out, and they were dangerous. It was chaos, and Axl's jumping in the audience. He's punching fans in the face. Like, it was crazy.
It was crazy, yeah. Welcome to the Jungle. That was my first. I'm like, oh, this band's cool. Like, the same. That was when Axl had that huge, like, that was the only time I think he had the huge fro. Or, not fro, but like a...
His hair was all teased up.
Yeah. And he kind of did the snake dance, which apparently he got from the dude from Shark Island.
Yeah.
Stole some moves. But who doesn't, right? So.
But they stole their whole look from Hanoi Rocks.
Yeah.
Like the whole band.
Oh my God.
It was definitely like a Hanoi Rocks versus Aerosmith vibe.
Have you ever looked Hanoi Rocks, like, picture to picture to that GNR?
Oh, yeah.
It's sure. Like, I wonder where they got their style from.
Okay, but I heard Welcome to the Jungle, like, this is badass. And then, like, a few weeks later, I heard the intro riff for Sweet Child of Mine on, like, a video channel. Just they're, like, teasing that weekend show or whatever.
Yeah.
And I thought, what is this riff? And then I'm like, it's the same band? I'm like, no way. I went out the next day, bought the band. I'm like, 2 good songs. That's more than, like, you usually get on an album, right? I put it on, I hit play, and I stared at the cover. They got skulls on there. So badass. You open it up, and it's like...
This is, like, the greatest... absolute greatest album cover of all time.
I know, right?
This to me is pure perfection, and I just used to draw this constantly. I'd be in school, just constantly trying to draw it.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing because it's pop so much, hey? But like good idea, pretty much making like a flash art tattoo. So iconic. I don't know if the original cover would have done it for him as much, but I when I looked at the inside, I'm like, that's cool too. Like, what's that about?
It's better as an insert on the inside.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have... This evoked something in me that I knew I was absolutely just fallen to their power of what Guns N' Roses was. I was obsessed with this band.
Oh, man. And like the track listing, we talk about track listing, but this is like a key album.
The perfect album. It's the perfect album as far as I'm concerned. You talk about Sweet Child of Mine. First off, I don't think there's any guitar solo in the world that the guitar solo suits a song as much as Sweet Child of Mine.
Oh, for sure.
I think that solo is pure perfection.
Yep.
And one of the greatest things I've ever heard. And I was talking to Rick Thomas last night, and he said, you know, if I hear Sweet Child of Mine one more time, I can't handle it. I could listen to that song every single day because that breakdown, the guitar solo, that when they slow it down, the ending, it's so epic. They start with Welcome to the Jungle, which was voted, I think, one of the greatest rock songs of all time.
Easily, yeah.
Right, according to VH1. I think they had it as number 1. What's it go into right after? It's So Easy.
Oh, man.
And
Mr. Brownstone is the third, isn't it?
Mr. Brownstone's 4th.
Oh, yeah, right.
But It's So Easy. When Axl swears in this, like, there's a good way to swear and a not so good way, but the way Axl does it, it sounds real. It sounds like he is pissed, man. And it goes into Night Train 3rd.
Oh, man. I love Night Train.
Give me my guitar. Then the Mr. Brownstone, then the Paradise City. Then you flip it over, and what do you got? You got My Michelle.
Oh, man. Okay, when I first heard Appetite for Destruction, Axl's voices, hey, I'm like, oh, cool first song. This guy's a great singer. And then he switches gears right away, hey, into the second, third songs. He's doing that low, and then
he's got the low, he's got the high.
And then he does. My favorite part is the Mr. Brownstone, where he does low and high at the same time.
Yes.
Oh man, and then like for me, Paradise City was a great tune, man. Like the solo,
unbelievable,
and the intro was amazing, and the video was good. Hey, so
unbelievable.
Made you want to go see it. Hey,
the video was amazing.
Yeah,
Paradise City is one of my favorite videos of all time.
And you know what? Sweet Child of Mine is actually a really great video as well.
Yes,
I love that. They're like, oh, it's a video. There's no concept. They're just in a room and everyone's kind of milling around.
Izzy looks like the coolest guy ever. He's wearing those shades and he's just all kind of scrawny and lanky.
He was always my favorite guy in the band because I'm a rhythm guy, guitar player, and I like the fact that he wrote the song. I'm like, that's sort of like how I saw myself in a band, you know, like kind of like guy kind of working behind the scenes.
And I love Steven Adler.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I do.
Yeah.
He always seems so happy.
Well, and you know what I love about Appetite and what we loved about, like, Kiss and stuff is, like, the drum style and Van Halen, for me, is, like, the beats have a roll, you know? Like, it kind of swings a bit, kind of rolls a bit. I think they lost it. Well, I know they lost it with Use Your Illusion. That feel is gone, you know, with Matt Sorum. Great drummer as well, but
great drummer, different style, but it lost some of the magic that Steven possessed.
Yeah, that's interesting. That thing, like the sum of the whole is greater than the parts or whatever.
What do you think of Think About You? Oh, I love this song.
I thought Think About You and what was Think About You and Anything
Think
Goes.
About You.
Those are the for me the two weakest songs on the album, but I love them. No, I'm saying for me, like, if I had to like rank those songs, those would be like the bottom two of the album as a whole.
Okay.
But for me, My Michelle is like my jam. I love that intro. Daddy works in porno. I'm like,
that's right.
I get it. You know what I mean? It's like
I get working in porno.
Like, yeah, I get it. You know?
Yeah. Think About You.
It's exhausting. You know?
I love Think About You.
Yeah.
I think it's an amazing song. The one thing I will say about You're Crazy is I really like the Appetite version.
Yep.
But I do prefer You're Crazy off of Lies.
Lies. Yeah. I was thinking the same thing on the way.
Yes.
Okay.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was rad. You know, it kind of got slagged because of the N-word scenario.
Well, that wasn't You're Crazy.
Oh,
that was 1 in a Million.
Oh, 1 in a Million, right. Sorry, I was thinking different GNR. Anyways, cut that part out so I know what I'm talking about here. But
right.
I'm so
what are you even talking about?
Talking about...
What are you talking about?
But, okay.
But
Rocket Queen.
The greatest.
So, My Michelle, Rocket Queen for me are like my personal deep cut favorites of all time.
Rocket Queen is the best.
Yeah.
The best album closer that I've ever heard.
Yeah. That for me, Rocket Queen was the first time I've ever heard someone take an outro and like take it somewhere else.
You could make a whole song out of the outro.
I know. That was the
and it would be good. It would be that good.
It's so good. I kind of think, okay, Hard School and Shadow of Your Love, because they were written around
Shadow of Your Love is awesome.
They were written around the same time. I'm trying to think, like, could they have been on this album? Because Shadow of
Your Love is good, man.
It was a good tune.
Hard School is lame.
What? Well, it is now, but had they recorded it a while back when his voice was Appetite voice, you know? I think it would have been a cooler track. That's my only thing, because I heard, you know, Shadow of Your Love.
But they could add lots of stuff on there. Don't Cry was written before that album. They had lots of songs.
I think was around that time.
Yeah, Back Off Bitch was written before that. It was written way back in, like...
Do you think any of those songs could have been on this album and still made it, like...
No.
An amazing album?
It's the perfect album the way it is.
Yeah, you're right.
And Mike Klink was the perfect producer.
Yeah.
And whatever happened to create it, there's not a bad thing on it.
Well, and, you know, I get Rick's point there where he's saying, like, if I hear the song again, I'm going to lose it.
Sure.
I get it. It's on the radio all the time. But when you listen to it in sequence on the album and you're front and the back this and Sweet Child of Mine comes on, it's, like, perfect, you know.
It was so different. It was so unique. There was nothing like it.
Kind of a ballad.
Every single guitar player wanted to go out and buy a Les Paul and a Marshall and plug it in.
And they did.
And learn that riff.
Myself included. You had the tab book. I borrowed it from you. I remember. So I was trying to learn all the Izzy.
Oh, it was the first thing I did. I went out to the music store and bought the book. Right?
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna learn how to play this stuff.
Yeah,
this ain't no Poison.
Yeah. Figure that stuff out just by listening to it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So GNR, Appetite for Destruction.
There you go.
Greatest album. Of
greatest debut album of all time.
I would say so, from a rock fan point of view.
Yeah. So tell us what you think. If you got debuts that you think are better, should have been on our list, let us know what you think. And please comment.
Yeah, man. Drop us a line.
Tell us we're nuts.
Like and subscribe. Are we going to do a mixtape on this, Danger?
Like and subscribe. No, I don't think we're going to do a mixtape on this one.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's
just
fine.
Throw all the albums. Just throw the albums on there.
The greatest hits, you know, compilation. Okay, so equally as important, what didn't make your list, Danger?
Oh, some honorable mentions.
Yeah, man.
One of them that I did end up cutting off was Kill 'Em All by Metallica.
Oh, me too.
And that was so close. That could have been my number 6.
Could have been super close.
Right? Hit the lights.
Oh, man, Hit the Lights is so good.
Hit the lights.
I like the cover, too.
Right?
Yep.
If you had Microsoft Paint. And,
I get what they were going for. They could have probably executed it slightly.
You know what else almost made my list? Well, I wasn't lying with Pretty Boy Floyd. Pretty Boy Floyd is, I love that.
That was a good album.
Warrant.
Oh, really?
Warrant's debut.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
there's not a single song that I dislike on that album. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I love Warrant's debut.
Interesting, because I wasn't as big of a fan. I can't sort of like the second one.
I was thinking that today. I'm on my drive back, and I'm listening to all these songs, this album, and I listened to Warrant in its entirety, and I thought, I gotta let Scott know he's gotta listen to this, and you gotta give it another chance.
Maybe you're right. Maybe because I did give the rest of Warren's catalog a chance. I was like Belly to Belly and
the debut
Ultraphobia. I thought that was rad. So Dog Eat Dog. So yeah, just the debut didn't work for me.
Okay, what about you?
Oh man, okay, well, first of all, number 6 for me would have been Tesla's Mechanical Resonance.
Ooh, see, man. I almost put that on. The problem with Tesla's Mechanical Resonance for me is there's 2 tracks that I didn't really care for.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But other than that, it's great.
Yeah.
And what is it? There's 12 songs on the album?
12 or 13, yeah.
12 or 13. Okay, they could have cut 2 off and
easily,
it would have been perfect.
Well, they could have shaved off a minute off every song, too, I felt.
It's good, though. Yeah, it's good.
I remember putting that on, because another Columbia House, Fine.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, kind of a...
Tesla's the best.
Tesla was so great. Who did they open for?
Poison.
That was Poison. That was an amazing show.
1988.
What I loved about Tesla is they were like jeans and jean jackets, kind of street guys. They weren't necessarily like attractive, glam kind of guys. You know, they're just average Joes.
But look, and then look, you talk about people with unique voices, and Jeff Keith has just a phenomenal voice.
Well, you know, their first 4 albums I thought were great.
Yeah.
Not too many bands can do 4 albums in a row.
Jeff Keith still sounds awesome.
He does still sound awesome.
Yeah.
I remember putting it on.
Axl Rose, not so much.
Yeah. Modern Day Cowboy, like that was one of those songs.
I could never. And look, you got to be able to. You got a pretty good stretch to play that, right?
Yeah,
because you're doing 1, 3, and 5,
yeah.
right? You're starting on the F, and you're. I just could never get that.
Yeah.
I could play the rest of it.
I was the opposite. I could only play the intro.
You and me could play it together.
Yeah, but then my ADHD OCD kicks in. I'm like, I'm to something else. But so let us know what you think, and
yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you. Share our videos, like our stuff. What do you say? Send us free stuff.
Send us some beer, some shirts, some books. You know, let's chat. Hook us up online.
Rock N8 Danger out.
Rock N8 Danger out.
Living